newest conspiracy.
Dummy. Conspiracy dummy.
Welcome to Conspiracy Dummy, the conspiracy podcast with them outer world connections, them moon rocks. I am your host, Double D. Joining me on the podcast, we have the man of mystery, Aaron. What's up?
What's up? What's up?
Next, we have El Jefe, Mero Mario. What's good?
Yo, what it do, baby?
And last but not least, he's your pusher, JC. What's up?
Hey, what's going on?
What's good, guys? Hey, man, let's talk about this. Yeska, is it safe? You think now that Big Pharma has their hands on it, you don't think they might be putting some shit might be in there, man? Because I want to let you guys know, back in the 1920s, during Prohibition, I believe the government got some companies to poison some of the alcohol, and I believe it killed like 10,000 people. So, and it was trying to get them to stop drinking, obviously, you know what I mean? Trying to, some crazy conspiracy to fucking, you know, during Prohibition to make people stop drinking. So it was kind of crazy, man. They were really cracking down on that.
Well,
No, go ahead, man.
Well, they got the FDA now and shit for reasons like that, where they won't even like, you know, I mean, unless you get it like some underground way, you know what I'm saying? Like you get it distributed direct, like from some other fucking country. If it's coming from America, they're gonna have, except they don't give a fuck about pesticides apparently, but they're not gonna let some other crazy shit, you know, come onto the market. And
well, not every state is like legal, you know, and there's people that don't want this shit to be legal. So
well,
that's what I'm trying to say. Will they go to that?
They're gonna get taxed. Well, I don't mean like tax, but like they're gonna fucking get taxed for like fucking running for having this thing. I mean, the government's gonna get theirs. I mean, obviously, right?
It just depends. I know a lot of times the government leaves it up to the state to create the tax number for it. So in some states, you know, the tax will differ on, you know, what you buy. Sometimes the tax percentage could be 8%. Some states it could be as high as 30-40%.
Oh yeah, on the
marijuana tax is pretty high,
and that's up to the states to regulate. It's not up to the government to regulate that.
Yeah, for like every $100, it's like, let's say you when I don't know if I should say that, when I purchase. Well, no, we're in Colorado right now, right?
Make your donations.
When I go to the dispensary, the tax is like for every 100, I would say like $20 to $30. So that's like 30%, no, 30% tax.
About 30%. I mean, that's.
It seems wrong though.
That's a lot. Well, but the thing is you can follow the money. See, so sometimes that's the good thing. Whereas Colorado does it right. Colorado, they take all the money that they make off of taxes and they put it back into the school system, right? They take the money and they use it responsibly. I can attest to other states how they govern and use their money that they get taxed off of this stuff. Who knows where the taxes are going? People could be lining their own pockets. They could not be using it for the right reasons. They should be using it for aiding people, helping, you know, policemen, repairing the streets, putting it in the schools, all that stuff. But you just got to follow the money. And that's one thing people got to watch closely about when it comes to the taxes specifically and where that money is going to go. You got to follow the money. I mean, that's the whole analogy for everything is follow the money.
Follow the money.
You got to follow the money on that.
And at the end, this is the tail end of 2020, and we had some new states that made it legal, medicinal or recreational now, right?
There's tons. I mean, New Jersey just went. There's a lot more.
Arizona.
I mean, Arizona did. I don't know. I'm sure we all heard that
Oregon's like
decriminalized.
Everything.
They decriminalized everything. If you have
They went
small
all
amounts
out.
of heroin, ketamine, I mean,
They're like, fuck
cocaine,
it.
they're like, hey, look,
It's like
we're gonna
this-
slap you with a ticket.
That's
It's
And
an
party
experimental.
Oregon's crazy, man.
Yeah.
They're like that in Brazil or some shit like that too.
And it's all
Or
Portland.
or
that's
Colombia,
really
where
gonna,
I think it's
Sorry.
Colombia where they're this like the same thing where
Pretty much the same.
where they don't have like any laws against drugs and stuff.
I wonder how that's doing for them.
I mean, I don't know how any of those like.
Well,
South
it's weird because in Colorado the homeless rate has gone up like fucking skyrocket. And it's not just like, I guess
In
it's
Colorado?
not just, I guess there's
just
a stereotype.
stoners and shit.
Well,
Where,
no,
in Colorado?
like a stereotype. You think, homeless person, they're already like in their older years and they probably gave up on life. But over there in Colorado, it's like a young teenagers, a lot of youth homelessness. It's crazy.
Dude, they fucking sold their house by weed and shit.
Bro,
ever
I wonder
since
if
it became
motherfuckers.
legal.
I know, right?
They're
People
like-
are, hey, what's up? I'll give you my house. I got this 2-story, man. And they just like, I got these
crazy.
cheeseburgers, man.
You know what I mean? People invested into like weed fields and shit as soon as it became legal over there. I'm pretty sure a lot of people like
Dennis said, my homeboy, my buddy of mine was like saying that his stocks are doing better now after like after all this stuff because I guess it was on the ballot. It was like if everybody in every state was like what do you feel about weed or whatever, and everybody's just like I guess I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And a lot of shit started like just popping off after that.
And like I say, man, Oregon, right? It's like one of those experimental states. We're never seeing this for the first time, man. So hopefully everything.
Yeah, didn't they have like all those riots and shit for like a whole like a month and shit?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's all Portland. So the thing about Oregon is Oregon's a very beautiful state, but there's
Portland.
it's a very small or Portland. There's other cities in Oregon, but the main city, and I think the capital is Portland. I could be mistaken on one of those two, but the biggest one is Portland, and that's really where everything comes from. There's a few other smaller satellite cities that house hundreds of thousands, close to 1 million, but Portland's the biggest city in Oregon. So everything that comes is coming from Portland. It's not the little, podunk city that's in the lower panhandle eastern region that houses a population of 2,300 people. I mean, it's all Portland, Oregon.
Is that where a lot of that kind of?
That's Chaz and Chad, and that's what you're thinking and
wow,
talking about.
perfect.
That's all Portland.
That's like the perfect recipe for that area. Huh?
Yeah.
Legalize everything or decriminalize everything.
That's what they just did. They just did that.
That is so crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, in Colorado,
good for them.
they decriminalized mushrooms as well. I don't think you can grow it or anything. You can't sell it. But if you get busted with it, they're not going to take your ass to jail for it. So,
Wow.
Awesome.
yeah, there's a lot of studies when it comes to psilocybin, man. And I really wish scientists would, come out and talk more.
The stone ape theory.
Yeah, man.
Terrence McKenna. You guys familiar with that?
Yeah.
No, what is that?
Oh, you want to drop this?
Shit.
No, I'll let Danny do it.
Yeah.
No, you go there. Okay. Well, he says like our ancestors.
He's the one that brought it up.
Yeah,
and
okay.
shit.
Our ancestors out of Africa, I believe, they were migrating, out of these grasslands, and I guess they were just flipping cow patties, man, back then too, and they were eating fucking mushrooms, and it kind of led to speech. Maybe possibly led to the expansion of our brains and shit. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
shit.
that's how the pyramids were built.
Yeah, that's how
Mushrooms.
mushrooms, man.
That
Straight
mushroom
up.
power is like Super Mario and shit.
Those hominids were fucking seeing sound, bro,
Oh,
and they were
man.
hearing colors. So they were fucking
Acid.
Yeah, think about that. Yeah.
really though. It's just like a theory from that dude, Terrence McKenna.
Well, they have
Deep dude.
They have that
R.I.P.
they have that comic book character from DC. What's his name? Vandal Savage, and he was basically a
savage.
caveman or something like that, like an early,
Oh yeah,
like
Neanderthal or something.
Neanderthal thing, and like a meteor landed, and he slept next to it all day and all night, whatever. And he absorbed all the radiation from the thing, and he woke up like an expanded mind. You know what I'm saying? So he's been alive that long, basically like influencing the earth. I wonder if it was like that, dude. Like they just ate all these mushrooms, and all of a sudden they're like, "Damn, what? All right, tools. Let's get some wheels going." Hey, y'all want to get a fire? Let's do this fire shit.
For real, man. It's that one scene, man. 2001. Dun, dun, dun. He's just
Right? They're
banging.
just beating each other up and shit.
yeah. It's that iconic.
No, fuck, this shit hurts.
Yeah, man. But see, that it probably had a lot to do with that, man. The growth of our.
It's crazy.
I totally agree. I fucking totally agree.
Consciousness.
Like, even like interaction, like, because you have to figure out one way or another whether or not this fucking animal is safe to eat or not. And that's by eating it.
Mhm.
Right? You have to figure out what's up with this plant. Are these fucking animals dying because they're eating it? Am I going to fucking die because I eat it? I'd be down, dude. Like you're in a tribe, right? And they're like, all right, yo, big D, double D.
Double D.
You're up, bro. It's your turn, bro. It's your turn. Oh, man.
Double D falls over. He's foaming at the mouth.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Pass that shit. Yo, pass that one.
We gotta try this shit.
Yeah.
That's fucking funny.
Hell yeah. But see, that's a conspiracy right there, bro. Like mushrooms and hallucinogens and stuff like that expand your mind. The government or the powers that be, they're not gonna want you to fucking think outside the box, bro. They're not gonna want you to fucking be on that level and shit.
That was very true of like the early like 30s and 40s, like basically when mass communication became like televised and like, you know, you could transport things, magazines and newspapers and stuff like that. People became very, very interested in like not letting motherfuckers have fun, like because they knew they could influence you, bro, through advertising and through like messaging.
Some Big Brother shit.
Yes, like not I don't know, like maybe even subliminal, but like I'm like direct motherfucking messaging by using the correct language. You know, Hitler was the first one of those motherfuckers that saw the power of that stuff, bro. That's why he was really interested in film and propaganda and all that.
He's a pioneer and shit.
Dude, honestly,
he's a propaganda pioneer, dude. I mean, you've heard.
Put that on a t-shirt. But you know, think about this all. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, my bad.
Did you hear that Hitler only had one ball? Is it fair to say that Hitler had a ball during the?
Can't say he was nuts. It was
just very true. You can't.
He just busted a nut.
That is true though. He only had one nut. Have you ever seen the fucking videos of him just tweaking out? You ever seen the real time?
Have you
seen it?
No.
The
tweaking.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
For real, it's like meth or some shit.
Yeah,
yeah, bro.
They
known
had him
for that.
all meth, and it was just an amphetamine of some kind. But they had him coked up and methed up. What happened? What the story goes is something about Mussolini wanted to get the fuck out of the war, and Hitler was like 9, and so they injected him up with all kinds of amphetamines and shit, and sent him over to Mussolini's house, and he gave Mussolini a 4-hour ear beat, just vegan schlagen, Juran messen die vegan hagen, just going crazy, dude. And Mussolini was like, all right, dude.
Speaking the Dutch.
Yeah, he's like, all right, we'll get the fuck it. He's like, whatever you want, just shut the fuck up. We're good. And so Mussolini stayed in the war and he killed all those people, and he's a terrible person.
Dude, he was pushing that shit too, bro. Way back in the day. He got all the fucking Nazis on that shit.
All the Nazis were on amphetamines, all of them. That's why they could go all night and day. They didn't need food. They
and
were
that's
just
where
going
you
crazy.
get Nazi zombies, bro.
Yeah, man, Nazi zombies.
Oh,
So that means Oregon's gonna be the root of fucking all evil now.
Dude, there could very well be a Stargate in Portland. That's very possible.
Support land.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, the portals at Portland, bro. That's some fucking Stargate shit.
That's some fucking.
There could very well be a Stargate in Portland, Oregon, right now. That's
Wait,
what does
Stargate have to do with drugs again?
A
Dude,
lot.
what doesn't it have to do with drugs? A lot, bro.
Well, no, we were talking about meth, and then Oregon legalized meth.
Well, that's
not legalized, but decriminalized.
That's what we were trying to say.
Shit, yeah.
But we were talking about Nazis and
meth.
What the fuck? How did that shit happen?
Okay.
I missed that transition and shit.
So we were talking about amphetamines,
the root of all
and then we were
evil.
talking
Oregon.
about Hitler. Yeah.
No,
Oregon's gonna bring
it's
apart
the
the
fear
second Hitler.
of the government tampering with, legal drugs now and shit. You know what I mean? And you gotta think about what cocaine, dude. There's cases of fucking R.I.P. Mac Miller, man. Getting laced with fentanyl and shit, and you just need a speck of the speck on that shit. You know what I mean?
A granular grain.
Yeah, dust of a dust. I don't know what the fuck, bro.
Dude, all you need is a dustomite's ejaculate amount of fucking fentanyl. You're done.
Done. For real. So that that's if that's just getting, I don't know. They say China might be late, like cutting that shit, but who knows? I don't know.
Do you think China's over there washing vats? You think China's over there fucking, real diligently washing out the vats and shit that they reuse for different chemicals?
If this shit's going to their own people, yeah, probably, right? I mean, they don't just fucking deal to us and shit. Like they deal, like if they kill other fucking customers, like what the fuck are they gonna? Who they gonna fucking sell to and shit?
I think it could be like retaliation from them.
I mean, like, come on. I mean, when people say like a certain people did something. Right. It's kind of like a racist remark and shit. Well, you can't just say Mexicans are fucking coming across the border and shit. Like you got to say like, okay, the Chinese probably are lacing it with and distributing it to their enemies specifically. You can't just say they're fucking lacing shit and fucking what the fuck for what?
Aaron, get them.
That's fair. That's fair to say. However,
no, bro.
What you're talking about is people doing it maliciously and people doing it non-intentionally, right? So there's a difference between people doing it intentionally and people doing it purposefully.
And also
specifically,
right? So what I'm talking about is there are people that aren't washing the vats out. Whereas, for example, there are UFC fighters, right, that just buy these supplements, and these buy these supplements that come from China, and these supplements are supposed to be clean and good and whatever. Well, these UFC people they have to take P tests, and when they take P tests, sometimes they get flagged because there's trace amounts of these fucking illegal substances within these supplements that there's not supposed to be any, right? Because they didn't clean the vats correctly.
And a lot of pharmaceuticals come from China.
The same thing, because you can get
lazy people everywhere.
Also, you can get minute amount of different trace amounts of chemicals, fentanyl, these things in your hydrocodone, in your Suboxone, in your Advil, in your aspirin, in anything you take.
And also, they could be upset, man.
But cocaine doesn't just come from China, though.
Well, no.
It gets distributed through China.
Neither does heroin and shit.
Well, I don't know where I read or heard
it doesn't come from
they
there.
might be upset because Britons kind of got them hooked on opium back in the day. So this is
they did a lot more than that.
Well, yeah, they did a lot. Yeah, they did a lot more than that. But this is them kind of like.
I thought opium came from China.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
like they got them hooked on that shit over there. It became so bad so that they're like thinking, you fucked us up.
The opium wars.
They could be putting this shit out. I don't know. It's a conspiracy theory. From
do you guys
remember conspiracy?
Do you guys remember that?
I don't know.
What was that episode of? It wasn't China, but it was like that episode of South Park where I think they're wondering why I think the Japanese are like killing like whales and dolphins and shit like that. and like the South Park kids are like, "What's up with this? Like why can't they just be cool? Because they just like in every episode, everywhere they go, they're just like." Showing up, chopping up like whales, like at SeaWorld. They're just chopping up like dolphins and stuff. Like, fuck you, dolphins! Fuck you, fucking whales! And they're just like, why do they fucking do this shit? And so the fucking like South Park kids travel all the way over there, bro. And then they're talking about Iwo Jima, that the government sent them like this, like proof of who did it, because they were just like, they're pretending like they didn't know what the fuck, and it's like doctored of pictures, like a picture of a whale in the plane, and they dropped a bomb.
Oh yeah.
So it's like this huge conspiracy.
Yeah. That you're right. It's like the whales driving the plane and shit. Like the dolphins dropping the bomb out of the end and whatnot.
And they're on their way to pick up some fish scale. Mario knows what that is. I know you know.
That's some good coke.
Yeah.
You don't find fish scale coke anymore. You'd be lucky to find it.
It's expensive.
Oh, is it?
I never even fucked with it. I mean, like, I did it twice in my lifetime. Like, one time.
That's once too many.
Don't they say it changes your brain molecules or your way your brain functions after so many times?
Maybe like the nerve.
Oh, dude, there's certain. If you drink too much tap water, you can calcify your pineal gland.
Okay, well then
I think it probably fucks with your nervous system.
There's a fuck ton of fluoride in
because people who do a lot of that shit, they get little
your brain
twitches
once
and
you
shit.
Do cocaine, some shit like that.
Well, no,
and there's signs of that shit probably leading to like Parkinson's, bro. You gotta think about like all these famous people that got Parkinson's.
They say you drop so many hits of acid, and you're like legally insane too.
Sometimes it just it depends.
Did they talk about that dude, Crazy Larry?
Shout out to Crazy Larry, man.
Crazy Larry.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Shout out.
There was this guy. It was this dude that
where we're from
down in the Lower Valley, would just run down the street, Alameda, like every night, bro. Like every day,
every day.
And like you'd see him, bro, and I was like, what the heck? And then the story was, I don't know, like I guess there's a bunch of stories, but like the story was that he had all these tabs or sheets or something like that in his like on him, and he got busted, and I guess he either had to like eat them real quick, so he didn't get like caught with them, and like ever since then he'd never been the same after that.
Yeah, man, too many hits. I kind of actually knew the dude. Like, I
wouldn't
knew
he
the family a little bit. Yeah.
And he would hold on.
I don't really know
and
the
he would just
story.
run up and down like. So let's say he would come out of his house, and like it's like a normal residential area. You know, there's a street kind of down this way, and then
I don't know where he lived.
Maybe
actually,
a little.
I know
down
where he
here. There's
lived,
another.
yeah.
There's another stop
Street, right?
sign.
Mm-hmm.
There's another stop sign, and Larry would just run from that stop sign. When he gets to that side, he'd turn around and run to the other stop sign.
He had a route. He had a route.
Yeah, he had
there
a
was
route.
a main street. Yeah.
But I'll tell you this, man. Larry will kick some ass, bro. That motherfucker had to be stronger than a motherfucker, bro, because he'd be running
He was like
every
a
day
superhero
nonstop.
too, because he wore the same outfit like
The
every
same-
day.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. He's
And you
always
know
in the
what?
same
I heard like before, like he was all smart. I don't know. There was people like always talking.
His brother was a lawyer, no?
His
That
brother
He
was
used to
a
live by
lawyer.
you,
He used to
Mario.
live by me, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
down the
okay.
street. Yeah. No, I think his dad or uncle or somebody's like a lawyer or judge or something like that. Anyways, shout out to El Paso. Only our EPT people probably know what we're talking about.
But yeah, that was like I was like, man, I'm sure there was like a bunch of stories people told about that. Like I don't even know.
Yeah.
Well, there's always. I mean, we've heard of the story.
But
that-
you said, what story did you hear? Was that the same
Well,
story?
no, yeah, like he just stayed gone on drugs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's kind of like.
I mean, there's always there are similar stories where like a guy, he had a sheet of acid. He had a sheet of acid in his pocket, and he was walking home, and it rained, and it soaked into his skin, and all of a sudden he got, put
like
into
that
the insane
movie.
asylum, and he thought, he was an orange, and he, everyone was coming to peel him and squeeze him, and so they put him in the quote unquote the orange cooler. His room was called the orange cooler. Like, all right, Tommy, we're taking you to the orange cooler, and this guy's screaming and flailing around, thinking that he's an orange, and everybody's out in the world is out to squeeze him, and squeeze him and put him into like an orange soda and shit.
Oh shit.
Y'all never heard of that?
I've heard of that,
That's
but
Salt
with
Lake
a cookie.
City. Salt Lake City
Oh,
punk.
Like the dude thought he was a cookie,
a
and everyone
movie.
was trying to like
Eat
get
him
a
or some shit?
piece of crumb or something.
There's so many varieties of that different story. I've
Yeah,
heard.
man, it's crazy. I don't think I could do hard drugs nowadays.
I'm
That
too
shit-
much of a pussy.
I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy when you think about when I was young.
Right.
Like, what
Oh,
the
dude,
fuck
all
was
the
I
crazy
thinking?
shit.
I mean, you consider like Molly to be like hard.
Molly's more pure. See, the thing, I don't mean to interrupt, but like with me, like Molly is a little like hard. I see what you're saying, but like Molly's more pure when you're talking about like uppers, like ecstasy, dude. I've allegedly done a fair amount of ecstasy, and sometimes allegedly, sometimes
Everything we say allegedly.
We're in Oregon right now.
Yeah.
It's
And
all legal.
sometimes that shit would be laced with heroin. It would be an H bomb, and you're getting an upper and a downer way, and you're like,
What's the other one it's laced with? It's
it's
heroin
speed.
and
Usually it's speed. It's either like X and speed or X and heroin.
yeah.
And you want the speed one. The thing that sucks about the speed is the night. It goes by like that, but you're sweating, you're growing your teeth, you're having a crazy fucking time.
That's the one where you can't stop dancing for like 8 hours.
Oh yeah, all the
Man, I'm
raves
telling
and
you,
shit.
man.
Fucking crystal dreams.
Fuck
Oh,
all
yeah.
that shit. You just gotta stick to the natural shit, bro.
Shrooms.
The natural shrooms, weed.
Yeah,
Like even weed's getting kind of sketchy now, man. There's like crack weed, bro, like dabs and fucking shatter.
Well, they had that
and
red
all
hair back in the
crazy
day.
shit.
Remember?
the
It was
thing-
like laced with like they
Concentrate.
laced with cocaine and shit.
What's that?
That weed and the cocaine. They call
Primos?
They call it red hair, I think.
Oh
Mexican
shit.
red hair.
Mexican.
Yeah.
They used to call the primo joints primos.
Oh yeah. Huh?
A little bit of
I know there's that strain called green crack.
green
Oh,
crack. Oh,
That's a good one.
Man, you know what's crazy? You know what I think is fucking crazy is that we talk about like cocaine and like crack and stuff like that, and then we talk about like government messing with that shit. I mean, who the fuck you think brought that shit over here, bro?
Oh, for real, dude.
I mean, like what the?
It's.
I mean, we was at least already here.
Hey, man,
I mean,
that's-
mostly in Mexico, I guess, but
it's
like.
fucked up, but genius, bro. Let's bring this shit in. Let's get all this motherfuckers
And then
hooked
bust
on
the
this shit,
motherfuckers
and then
that brought-
bust them motherfuckers for real.
Then
But
we
you
get
wanna-
to resell the
for real.
product.
And then resell it.
Sell it exactly.
So that just talks about the whole Joe Biden and the 1994 crime bill and Bill Clinton flying planes of coke into Arkansas, and part of the crime bill was they made crack.
They made a fucking movie about that shit with fucking Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, man, the biggest fucking star.
You know what trips me out too is that they have movies. Oh shit. They have movies, they have books, they have fucking magazines, articles, newspaper, whatever the fuck. All this shit, basically, here's your proof. America perpetrated these fucking things. And people just like, well, what's the next article going to be about? I wonder what they're going to fucking write about tomorrow and shit. Like, what's the fucking, I can't wait for another fucking movie to come out. Like, that's, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, it's nothing that stops it. It's just like, we want to hear about it.
I need to see my doctor and get my prescription filled. That's all they think about, man. They don't even care. That shit's right in front of them.
Shit, man, right?
Yep. I don't know, man. Some sketchy times. Like, for reals.
Well, I mean, it's pretty crazy nowadays. And I think it's only going to get crazier. I mean, just with how...
Well, you think it's going to get crazier with the laws changing like this, or for the better? I think, like... I guess we're going to wait and see with Oregon and see how that turns out, right? See if that fucking crazy place becomes, like, peaceful and shit. You know, putting flowers in the hair.
Meth and those kind of drugs don't make you real peaceful.
Yeah, PCP.
Well, the point is to make it not taboo anymore, no? Like, you just make it, you know.
Well, the idea is
OD.
that, like, if you remove the criminal... People
element,
just... Yeah, the criminal element to it, then there's no, like, profit, you know, of it. If you're just gonna get it through like a pharmacy or whatever.
Why? Why were? I think that here's the big question: is why are drugs illegal in the first place? Hold on. Are drugs illegal in the first place because the government doesn't make taxes on it? Are drugs illegal because they change your subconscious and the globalist lizard people don't want you thinking outside the box and realizing we live in a simulation, in a place that's neither round nor flat. It's actually a realm. Or, I don't know. I
think they're forms of control, really.
It is
how to keep us down while they, keep going to the bank and keep having the best real estate and the best fucking places to live.
So you're saying like super wealthy and successful people don't do drugs?
Yeah, but they get away with it. I think because I used to sell, allegedly, to lawyers, doctors, judges, and I doubt they ever got into trouble that I got into for it.
I think they what they do is that they in mass release these, introduce these things into low income places because it is damaging to your fucking health and shit and your mental and.
Even the food we eat, though. There's a fast food fucking restaurant in every corner. Everything that's being put out fucks us up, dude. I just think they just can't profit off of it, right? Well, now little by little, you know what I mean? You did it with fucking tobacco, I believe. I know they did it with fucking alcohol. So, and there's a whole fucking history behind fucking why they made weed illegal. You know, because of fucking, what was that? Do you know that guy's name? No, that one fucking dude that patented the fucking paper.
Cheech and Chong.
With the patent paper?
Oh, patent. Graham Hancock. Who are we talking about? Oh, that patent. Oh, the patent, the 420 thing? Oh.
Whatever. Some old dude, man. But it's all during that reefer madness fucking shit, dude. He got weed illegal. Made weed illegal. And so fucking the copyright for...
Well, it's like in Scarface... when Scarface gets into the legal problems that he gets into, he goes and visits his Colombia buddy, and then there's like a government official there, and he's like, our government friend from Washington can take care of your legal problems. But it's like there's more money in illegal money than there is in legal money.
For sure, bro.
So it's like in a way, and then it goes back to them being able to bust us and resell this shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like, these fools use that shit as currency. Then they bust us, take it back, and then sell it, make more, dude. I mean, they're like, okay, cool. We're going to bring this. We're going to trade these, they need cash to buy guns, right? That's what they were doing with the Contras, right? Isn't that what that shit was? Mm-hmm. So they're saying, let's sell the coke, get the cash, buy the gun, then bust these fools with the coke and then sell it again.
Yeah, man.
I think, right?
That's some deep shit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying,
What
man.
happens in a major bust? Like, let's say I get caught with 100 pounds of cocaine. Like, what really happens to that?
What is it?
What I'm going to tell you. I'll tell you. I'll tell you. So what supposedly happens, what allegedly happens, is they take that and they're going to use it as evidence against you. So supposedly there's a locker or a storage facility that they keep all these said drugs that they can use against you in a court of law. So you always seen the thing on the first 48 or whatever where they're going through and they're like, all right, we're in the evidence, and they pull out the little manila envelope and they pull out the gun that's in the plastic bag. They do the same thing with drugs and shit. Like if they bust you with some like...
So, but what happens after like let's
So
say I go to court and I plead guilty, like, oh yeah, I got caught with all that.
Supposedly it stays there. So allegedly all that stuff stays there. That's the alleged thing. It's that they don't I mean, I don't know if they might at some point in time if there is a storage, if there is a logistical issue, I can see them maybe burning it or something to that
do they
effect.
Dispose of it or not? Is what
Well,
we're
it's
saying.
weird
Is like
because
what we're trying to find out.
One time that I was locked up, this guy got busted for I think like 3 kilos of cocaine, which is like almost 6 pounds or if not more. Shit. And when he finally went to court, it was only like 1 pound of cocaine.
Oh shit! So that shit got
because when you have your lawyer, they always do a motion of I believe it's called discovery, where they have to show all the evidence against you.
Yeah.
And well, he knew what he had. He told us inside, I had like fucking 3 kilos of coke. But when he got his motion of discovery, his lawyer had them bring forth all the evidence against him. It was only like 1 pound of coke.
What? Oh,
so it's like what I don't know.
So this is what I do. Look, honestly, this is what I would do. Like I fuck what the government is doing. This thing is a criminal. Like okay, I'm gonna trade this coke, for cash, and then as these fools start selling it, I bust them. Say I'm gonna keep this in an evidence locker against you while you're doing 50 years, whatever. Meanwhile, I'm selling the same fucking coke to these fools, busting them again. Just keep the cycle going. That's what they're doing. Man. That's what these fools. I bet that's what cops do, bro. Use that shit to bust other motherfuckers. Hey, let's do a deal real quick, bro.
Some cops.
Yeah. It's true. Narcotics. I'm pretty sure that's what they use evidence stuff and hey, I'm gonna sell you a fucking shitload of coke and then bust you. Yeah.
I don't know, man. There's been a lot of cases like that. So shit.
I think they had a movie wasn't that fucking New Jack City? Is that what New Jack City is about?
Isn't that the movie Traffic?
Yeah. There you go.
Right? And then El Paso's even involved in that movie.
Oh yeah, for real. Any border city, man. See, that shit's all ass backwards now, bro. Like for
Traffic
real.
was a crazy movie, bro.
All that shit ain't even coming like good weed and shit. They ain't coming from Mexico anymore.
No.
Shit, that shit's, you know what I mean? Like all those stops like that, even outside of the fucking the border cities and stuff. I don't know about other cities, but I know El Paso has checkpoints like that and outside of them. You don't have to be worrying about.
What's weird is okay, they decriminalized it in Oregon. Where is the heroin and the meth and all that coming from over there?
Yeah,
they don't have dispensaries.
Right.
Hey, come buy some heroin from our 5-star dispensary here that we serve our customers with honest.
They're probably getting them from clinics and shit.
Like where does that
it's all the poppy fields out there in Afghanistan that these.
Well, it's all how it gets just shipped in. I see what you're saying. There's no dispensaries where you can go in and be like, I'd like 3.5 ounces of the black tar, please, and let me get a. You don't see any of that stuff. But that's the thing. It's you're right. It's not totally legal. The thing is it's just decriminalized to where if they catch you when you have it, you're not just going to go straight to jail. You just get a ticket. It's kind of like cite and release, how they do in Dallas with the new marijuana policy, where if you have under an ounce or whatever, they just cite you and release you. The same thing there. I don't know what the regulation or whatever is. If you have less than 3.5 grams of black tar heroin, they're just going to cite and release you. So,
yeah, man, it's wild. It's like the Wild West right now, bro. It's like the Wild West right now when it comes to herbs selling in dispensaries. what are they gonna figure out to do? Like, how are they gonna regulate that shit? Like,
well, that's the worst thing about how if they are gonna regulate it, at some point, Big Pharma will want to come in, they'll monopolize the industry, and then you'll literally just get, what'll happen is they'll give the contract out to the highest bidder. So what'll happen is, at some point, once all the states become legal, this is my theory, when all the states become legal, they're not going to leave it up to the states where they can grow their own things and blah, blah, blah. I mean, maybe people can, but what'll happen is Big Pharma will come in and they'll say, okay, hey, we're going to take all those rights away from y'all, and now that's ours. But we're going to have a select group of, let's say, 5 people, and whoever wants to bid on this contract for this, 3-year deal, you're more than welcome to. Oh, we've got this person, and they're all, bidding, $40 million for this 3-year thing. And then it can cycle, and that's bad because that reduces competition, it reduces quality. It's just not good capitalism, in my opinion. But I foresee that to be the biggest worrisome when you talk about regulation, you talk about Big Pharma getting its hands on it. You want it to stay local. You want it to,
mom and pop
mom and pop, so to speak. You don't want these big corporations to come around. You don't want the Walmart of weed. You want
to know what's in that shit.
Yeah, you don't want,
because they don't give a fuck about the small person.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what else? Okay, so here's what I think too. Like, I don't think like the illegal shit's ever gonna go away. Like, I don't know what it's like right now. Like, but like, I worried like if they say Big Pharma does control, and it's only like through 1 or 2 growers that they're contracted or binded to let it grow. Like, it ain't gonna be like no dank ass shit, right? You know what I'm saying? So people still gonna grow their fucking like hardcore shit, and this is gonna be like, hey, bro, what's up here? Like,
and you're gonna have like,
you want that good, you know what I mean?
You're gonna have your neighbors. Hey, do you have any coming over next door?
Well, no, it's weird because that's how it is in Colorado. Like,
Yeah.
as long as you're a resident, you can have up to like 8 plants in your house.
Mm-hmm.
Oh hell yeah!
So like, let's say we were roommates, we can have up to 16 plants
Per person.
or 8 plants per. So if it was us, it'd be 24 plants in our apartment. If it was 4 of us living in an apartment.
Wow. I mean,
Yeah, man, I don't do drugs.
32.
Though. Just
bad.
weed.
So,
You know how to do
shit.
But yeah, no, fuck, it's crazy. Cause like, what do you do with so much? Like, say we had 32 plants, and each plant gives off, let's say, half a pound. That's 16 pounds. How the fuck are we supposed to smoke 16 pounds between
Just
the
be
4
using
of
it.
us?
Nah, bro, just make
Well,
the butter and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? What do you do? Throw a pound in the
Make
campfire?
some, make some, what's it called?
Some brownies
You
and
obviously
some
take it
lotion.
to where it's
you could.
make some
legal.
fucking Christmas cookies and pass them out at your family dinner, bro.
Shit.
You could do that, but I mean, if you're putting all those plants in there, I'd feel like you obviously want to get your money back at some point in time. So I'd feel like you could easily sell that to a dispensary or some shit, make some money off
or
it.
take it to where it's not legal.
Mm-hmm.
You could do that allegedly. That's one thing you could
Allegedly.
allegedly do. It's absolutely
And on that note, fellas, I'm a dip.
Yeah.
what?
Peace
Yeah.
out.
Later.
All right.
Off to Oregon.
I'll have to distribute my